Hey guys, today just a little top 5 deck lists for your climb to legend, like every month. Maybe I'm one day too late, but sorry about that. But now the top 5 decks to climb to legend for this month. I bring new decks in because yeah, also some old decks are working. Like for example, Control Murloc Shaman or whatever, but I want to bring new decks, so yeah, I present you 5 decks. With them are, you can easily climb to legend with them if you stick with them, learn how to play them, just follow their game plan, and yeah, you know, you have to stick with a deck to learn it, to learn the matchups and whatever. So let's just get started. Face Hunter, very strong deck. It's a very good early game. You can go face, and even with collateral damage or the Hydrolodon. The Hydrolodon isn't necessary. You can also put a second collateral damage or the Barracuda Bane into the deck. Maybe even better without it. But I like the Hydrolodon, so that's why I put it in. But overall, it's just a fast-paced deck. With a lot of face damage that you can do here, and that's what you should do, because it's called Face Hunter. That means that's your game plan, to go as often as fast face as possible, because you have no real late game. I mean, yeah, Hydrolodon is strong if you have a deck list with Hydrolodon. Yeah, Aralon can give you a very nice turn 7, 8 or whatever, but overall it's a fast-paced deck. You have to play it fast-paced, so go always face if you can, only attack enemy minion if it's 100% necessary. That's the game plan. Next deck, Imp Warlock. We all hate it, we all love it, or maybe even both. In my case, it's both. Deck is pretty good working. It's maybe the strongest deck right now on the ladder. When you see the ladder overall, as higher you go, as more is it declining in the win rate, but still is the number one. So yeah, that's it. Only one legendary card into the deck. That also makes it possible to have it like a budget deck here, because you only have one legendary that you need. The Sea Giants are for free. Okay, you need a one Smothering Starfish if you play exactly the deck I'm presenting you here. And you have 2 times the Impending Catastrophe, but besides that, it's also a super cheap deck. That makes it crazy. Super cheap, super strong. So just a very good combination. It has a very easy game plan. Play as much imps as possible, go for the location. Flustered Liberian maybe turn 1 is the best, so mulligan for it if you can. Deck lists are some varieties possible. I have here the Starfish inside, I have 2 times the Sea Giant inside. You will also see other deck lists. All of them at the end are working. You have like 25 cards that are necessary, and 3, 4, 5 cards that you can fill in how you prefer it, maybe even reliable on the ladder rank that you are. But that's the deck list that I'm playing the most, and yeah, just try it out by yourself if you want. Very good deck. Evolve Shaman, also a very strong deck these days, maybe even getting stronger in the last few days, so try it out if you like Shaman, if you like the Evolve mechanic. Very nice. Still has the package with the Snowfall Guardian and the Macaw, so still a lot of freeze. You have the Syed and Afrius for finisher, especially combined with the Bran, for example. So very strong. Also the Macaw is copying the Syed and Afrius. If you keep it for later on, you have the Brukan. So just overall, think about it. What I told you already is a very strong deck. And yeah, usually you start with schooling, mug pools, try to bring a very gold Shire Null very early on the board, attack maybe something with it so you support clear, and then you transform it into a minion that costs 1 more. Very often it's happening that you transform it to a Sea Giant, so very nice possibility here with the gold Shire Null. Tiny Toys, also good for the especially together with the Primordial Wave combined, but some people also have this out of the deck and have something like Mutanos in the deck or whatever. So yeah, there are priorities possible. Theoda the Mad Duke for interrupting enemies, disrupting enemies' win conditions like the Syed and Afrius. Overall, just a very strong deck. It's increasing in game rates, in rates getting played. in play rate, sorry, and it's also increasing in win rate. So let's just show you it's overall a very strong deck. Fourth deck that I present you is Skeleton Mage. It's the number 2 at the moment. Play rate wise, it's a very strong deck. 30 cards possible, 40 cards possible. I prefer the 30 card version. I think also it's a little bit stronger. What you have here, you have a lot of freeze, you have a lot of minions that you can put on the field with the skeletons that you can here create all the time. You have the Kel'Thuzad, you know how it works, and you have the Wildfire package with the Apprentice, with the Mordresh Fire Eye, what is usually also kind of your finisher, that the turn that you maybe already have a stacked up hero power, especially maybe when you already play the Magister Dawncrest, and then you play the Mordresh, 10 damage to all, it's definitely a board clear, nothing has usually more than 10 HP. 10 damage also to the enemy hero, plus maybe the hero power, because it's only 8 mana, the Mordresh. And yeah, most enemies are just down then. With Fire Sale, you have nice board clear, you have a lot of freeze, you have card draw with Arcane Intellect and with the Multicaster. You can even create new cards with the Ruined Orb. So just overall, again, a strong deck, especially very good against Imp Warlock. So try it out. It's also kind of expensive because all these legendaries you need to have to make the deck work. Yeah, maybe you can think about a Theodar if you want to have this disruption, but maybe a little bit better in a 40 card version. But like I said, I think the 30 card version is here the stronger version of the deck. So try first this out if you want to make any experiments with it. Last but not least, my fave deck by myself, Ram Druid, 40 card version. There is, I think, no 30 card version, so stick with 40 cards. What is it doing? Ramping up, dominating the mid-late game and for sure the late game. You have very nice finisher with Scythe and Aphrius combined with the Bran and a lot of tokens that you can let die before to stack up the Scythe and Aphrius. But also what this version has, and you can also see it on my in-depth guide for this deck, you have with Raid Boss Onyxia, with Naga Giant, you have different, also more win conditions. You have Tobior maybe combined with Bran, also very strong. For sure you have Guff into the deck, you have Miracle Grove, so just a lot of possibilities to make the deck work. A lot of card draw with Composting, you can tutor with the Jerry Rig. If you need the cards, you have the Theodar for the enemy win condition, Widowblow Seedsman for better ramping up, it's awesome card. Flipper Fence for token and defense in the early game, in the early stages of the game. Scale for, you know, board clear, whatever. So yeah, it's just overall a very nice deck, my fave deck at the moment. Very hard time against Imp Warlock. All other matchups are definitely winnable. Yes, Imp Warlock also winnable, but you only have like a 30-35% win rate against Imp Warlock. A lot of different deck lists are possible with this deck. There's some deck lists that only have the Denafius like a win condition, but you always tutor it. In that case, here in this deck list, you will not always tutor it. But yeah, I prefer this deck list with more win conditions, and it's also what a Vicious Syndicate is telling you, that you should not only have one win condition, because nowadays Theodar the Mad Duke is increasing in play rate. So if you get the Denafius stolen with the Mad Duke and it's your only win condition, then you just get super tilted. That's it. Smothering Starfish for the matchup against a lot of freeze, like the Shaman and the Mage. But besides that, a very normal Ram Druid list, and like I said, my fave deck at the moment. I would say enjoy it, guys. 5 decks, with all of them it's possible to reach to reach Legend if you stick with them, if you trust on them, and if you try to get better with them. I repeat, Face Hunter, Imp Warlock, Evolve Shaman, Skeleton Mage, Ram Druid. All of them strong enough to bring you to Legend. if you stick with them, believe on them, and get better with them. Okay, guys, that's it. Have fun. Good luck in the ladder. Bye bye. See you.